When you guys are milling your own wood for the timber frame structures that you want, we're all limited to size, length, and what we can do. You can build anything you want, as long as you want, using the proper joinery, using the strongest timber frame joint that you could cut off your sawmill. This is our roof structure that we're going to be using. We're going to show you how we actually put that together and how we assemble a shed roof that's going to tie onto our roof girder. Make your buildings as big as you want, fellas.
Gotta say.
Structure, but longer than the actual logs are being. Okay guys, we are assembling our roof truss system. And yeah, this is 45 feet long. I know a lot of people aren't gonna build one 45 feet long, but say you wanna build something 20 feet, 24 feet, and you only have 12 footers. Every piece of this joinery throughout this entire place was cut off my sawmill, my Woodland Mills entry-level sawmill. So it'll show you how much time you're gonna save. Jay and I actually did every pocket, everything on the mill, except for one. I decided to do one with a saw and a chisel, and I'm still wishing that I brought it back down there. So we're gonna show you how to connect this stuff, how we actually fit it off the sawmill, and show you what we can do. Tie in the shed roof.
Big and beautiful.
So today's video, guys, we're gonna be just dealing with the joinery on making yourself these long beams. If you go back to our last video of cutting rough cut knee braces into a frame, it'll show you how we put the post and the knee braces together. We're not gonna have time to do all of that in one video. So we're gonna deal with just the beams and the roof structure, how I'm gonna lay it out, and how we're gonna get ready to hang our shed roof.
This is getting real, Dan.
It's real. Okay, we got one of our rafter beams up here ready to make the strongest timber frame joints in the sawmill. Now, if you remember a few months back, we gave a full tutorial on how to lay out and cut this. So we're gonna just give you a little visual fun today as we cut one, and then we'll assemble them. All right, we're gonna start our series of first cuts, and we're actually gonna line this up. So now I know that the bottom of my blade needs to be just above 6.5. So I'm not gonna just use my gauge. I'm using my bunks right here. And Jay is, come down a baby, would you? Just under 6.5. Let me give another measurement right here. Go to 6 5/8.
6 5/8?
Yeah, come on up. There we go. That's gonna be us. Okay.
All right, you pulling?
I'm pulling.
Okay.
Drop down the boo. Now we're gonna cut the bottom off. Come up a little bit. Okay, good. Down to 5, Jay.
5? What?
That's it.
3.5?
Oh, you're at 5. I'm sorry. You are, yes, 3.5 heavy.
3.5 heavy? That's heavy.
Okay.
You good?
Yep. We're done, Jay.
Making some beautiful blocks. That
It's
look
a-
good, man. Look
There
really
you
good.
go, guys. That's how to make sawmill cuts. Quick and easy and flat.
Beautiful.
Now let's go shape it.
Huh? Let's go shape it. That's right.
Now we're gonna go get it to fit.
That's a whole different thing.
Okay, so we got our sawmill cuts already done, back up on the table, and it's actually time to fit. And if I haven't mentioned, guys, these are hickory, and they are ridiculously heavy, and they're ridiculously hard. Pine's gonna be a lot lighter to chisel. So that's why I spend a lot of time on my sawmill making sure that everything's flat. But one of the first things I do is I make sure that when I'm cutting, that my tabs are slightly bigger than what I really want, and that everything, and the most important part of this whole joinery is how flat this cut is, so when the other piece comes on and they meet. So I'm always up here first, checking the square of my cut to see how that's actually gonna line up. And I gotta say, without me even touching it with sandpaper, it is perfect. Normally here in the knots, I'm gonna check for the flatness of this. I wish I got you a worse one that I had to work a little bit harder on, but this is just about perfect. If you can actually see here also, my cut's square. My cuts are perfectly square from here and perfectly square from there. That's what's gonna make this joinery tight. How square can you cut this? So what I'm gonna actually do is, it's real simple, is that I need to check. This is the piece that this is getting joined to, but down there. So before I do any cutting, any sanding, I want to check of what I got going on. And me, I know because I use my measurement here, I'm slightly bigger than 1.5 inches. I'm actually 1 5/8 inches on that cut, which is one of the reasons why I leave my tabs big. You know, I'm 1 3/4 inches. So I've got room to work my tab down to where it needs to be. A lot of times though with these knots, when you're cutting through with your sawmill, you might get a wave. We use carbide blades, which seem to cut a lot flatter, a lot smoother, especially when we're doing our joinery. So this one is really pretty good. I'm gonna go down right now and check how we're gonna mate up. Neither one of these have been touched up yet. They're both off the sawmill. I like to join them together here as one. So I'm gonna do the same things here. I'm gonna check my square, which is, yeah, ungodly square.
You're not going to be able to show how to fix much. Dan. There's not much to fix.
There is not. Me, right here, because you can see, this is actually the center of the heart in here. That's gonna have a tendency with wood as it dries to actually bow up. Might wanna separate it. So I'll show you when I sand this down. I'm gonna take this down just a little bit more because I do know it's gonna expand. But I'm gonna do the same things. I'm gonna check to see. Now here, I'm much closer. Really flat, Jay, again. I've got one
There you go.
right there. I'll show you how we get it.
Good. You got something to fix.
That's how tight I'm gonna want to make my joints flat so they sit together. But this one here, it's close. But I honestly think that this is gonna be slightly bigger than 1.5 inches. And that happens sometimes with your sawmill. Again, I'm 1 5/8 inches. That's what I'm gonna make my tabs. I've got the room on every one of them to sand down exactly what I need. The other thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna check the tab length. How far actually, after my cuts, it's right on 4, Jay. I was shooting for 4 and it is right on 4.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. So you're trying to get all these joints to squeeze in at the same thickness. So really, since we know we're square down here, this is pretty simple. I'm gonna measure over. Sorry, Jay.
Do your thing, Dan.
I'm gonna measure over. I see, even on my sawmill, I leave my stuff at least long so I can do a field cut. We're fitting now, guys. We're not just cutting the joinery out. We're fitting.
Well, I like what you say. You can take wood away, but you can't add it back.
You can. I can keep chiseling it down, but once I've cut it 3 times and it's too short, it's just too short.
That's too short.
Boom. I'm just going to square off my tab. This beam is pretty flat for a piece of hickory.
Yeah, I find
Jay must have done a pretty good planing job.
this hickory's tough. I mean, the funny thing is the oak works way better than the hickory does.
It does. It definitely put a test on our chain mortar, sir. So here, it's only going to be a couple of tools. Everybody's going to have these tools. I'm not even going to show you anything crazy special. Next step, my friends, is I'm going to just clean up this tab. And I'm just putting small chamfers on it. It's going to help when you're doing your assembly. And it actually looks cleaner. I'm going to do it all down the edge. I don't know. Seemed pretty quick and easy to me, Jay.
Pretty quick and easy.
I know a lot of guys, and I see them, and these are chisel experts, guys, that come along and will cut this groove here. Trust me, you catch a piece of grain, you're in, you're out. I don't know.
Well, it's very satisfying until you do it about 100 times, and then you don't want to do
It is true.
Ever
Don't get me wrong, I love my chisels for certain items, but I don't like to overuse any one of my tools.
Is that true?
No, not really. These things are beat to heck, Jay. So that's it. I'm actually just going to run. And there goes my sandpaper because we overused them. But thank God we're done. So that's really it. I'm just putting a smooth, flat surface. If this surface wasn't flat or your cut was wavy or something, oh, it's perfect, Jay.
Nice. Can't complain about that.
No. I like to show some things that I do have to work on, and a lot of times I do need to spend more time on this. You just keep sanding it down until it's perfect.
Let's just make it look easier than it actually is.
Yes. Now you're going to need to just clean up the inside with your chisels, old school style.
You know,
I'm getting the ridges out. That's really all I'm doing. There's nothing flat going on. I'm going to check this corner.
For all the modern tools we use, we still use the chisels and things a lot. I mean, we joke about it, but we do use it a lot.
We use it a lot. You could not do timber frame joinery without a chisel like this. Those small ones from the, you ever see them small ones from the store where this is the whole thing? You're not getting it.
Well, I made that mistake before.
And there isn't anything. Even though I cut a lot of stuff on my saw and my sawmill, I'm always going to clean out the inside corners with my chisel. I always like to keep my, let's say my blades right here. You can see that I've left the line, the pencil line's what I need. That's what I left with us to work with. And I'll clean out the corners, always with my chisel. You're not gonna get a better 90-degree tool than that. So holy smokes. Jay?
Looking good.
This one, my friend, is actually ready to dry fit into that one. So I'm gonna need to do the same process over there, check everything, get everything to fit, and we'll move on. Okay, we flipped it, and it's time to get our tab fitted because we know we're just a hair thick. Now, if you can actually get your cut to be exactly 1.5 inches, the way most timber framers are actually gonna want it, it would be easiest if you used your 10-inch jig here. But me, I can't do that because I need it slightly thicker than that. So really, You can see where I have my line right here. That's what I'm looking to actually get. Let me check also how flat did I make that sand cut right there. It's pretty flat. I got a little bit right here that I need to deal with. And that's it. So these couple extra checks before you go to dry fitting and muscling these heavy beams around, the more you get it right the first time, the less you have to work on it.
Tell you what, that grinder with the sanding disc, don't underestimate how valuable
Don't
that thing
underestimate
is.
it. So that's it. We're cleaned up. We're ready for dry fitting. So we'll show you how this one slips together. Okay, so you're doing your first dry fit. You think all your tenons, everything is perfect, and Jason and I are going to try to slip this joint in for you right now. And then we'll see if we have to make any modifications.
Woohoo! Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Am I too high?
You know what? Let me come down. Okay. There we go. It's done. Yep.
What you got?
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it with that little guy, but
Let's see.
no.
Nope.
Block's not gonna make it.
Block's
yet.
not gonna make it very long, is it? Watch your fingers there. I don't like. That block's already dead. Let's get another block. We got.
Here. Let's get it in. Let's see if we can push it in anymore.
Okay.
Thank you.
What do you got?
I just released. Well, at least it's not tight, Jay.
It's a little on the snug side, Dan. That's exactly how we want it.
There we go.
Yeah, let me get this end back out.
Yup.
All right, there's that.
That's it, buddy.
Give it some wax.
Give it some wax.
Time for some motivation. Here comes the motivator.
So this is one of the reasons we leave our beams long. There's 7 feet on the end, and we could actually beat on that.
Give it a little bit of mash.
One more and you're it. All right, whoa. Ooh.
Good or bad?
Not one of my best ones. The tabs are perfect.
Looks good from here, but what do we
No,
got?
I've got a gap.
Ah, okay.
Got a gap.
Gotcha.
Can you go over there and move that way, and I'm gonna let this down?
Yep. That should be us, right?
Are you straight down the line?
Yep. Except for the little curvature we got going on here.
Looks
but yeah.
like go back this way. All right. There we go.
Now we got a little rocking axe. You want to come down, or there you go.
Heavier than that side. Hey, can you give me another tap?
Yeah.
Tighten me up here.
Yep. All right, coming at you. You ready?
Okay. That's it. Okay. Solid, solid, solid. You can see right here where I have gaps. So right here, you can see. Normally we're a little bit tighter than that. But I'm going to make a couple easy cuts, show you how to fit this. This is another reason why we don't mark any of our posts. I might lose a 1/4 inch on this. So after we get it assembled, we know where it sits. We're going to finish doing the layout on it. But this is one of the reasons why. And it happens. Honestly, that's a bad one, Dan. I'm glad we're showing this one.
I must have done that one while you were around.
You're probably right, Jay. All right. I've got a heavy 1/4 of an inch. The same all the way around. So I'm not going to want to sand this tab. When I pull this apart, what you're going to see is not as easy. These guys right here. What I'm going to be doing is actually getting my 1/4 inch so that everything is going to be equal. I know I'm using this ruler. A lot of guys will use a gauge or maybe another template. I'm pretty good with my ruler. It's sitting square. I've got the same issue going on here. And you can't see, but I'm tight in the back here as well. So we're going to clean all these up. We'll swing another dry fit. So we're going to just be shaving that little bit.
So that allows all that to pull in. I see. Okay.
You got me? I'm going to create. I'm creating the same gap I have here, so everything can suck together.
All right. So you're basically the spacing here is going to get recreated here with the new cuts.
Correct.
All right.
We're going to squeeze together.
I even understand that, Dan. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's actually how a dry fit goes. They just don't come off the sawmill and go there. You see the preparation we did. But now put that on there, because now you're going to see how hard it is to actually get this thing apart. And it's not even together yet.
How far do you need to take it apart, do you think? Just a little bit or all the way?
I got to take it all the way.
Oh, you got to stand there too. Okay, I got you.
Got to take it all the way, Jay.
All the way. You got the crowbar?
I know you didn't want to hear that.
Doesn't matter what I need to hear. It's what the reality is, Dan.
We're at the lumber jamboree, too. Solid 1/4 of an inch.
You're going to come up and then I'll
and we'll start swinging.
see what happens here. Got a lot of rocking going on down there.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, we're not apart yet.
Yep.
We're scissoring, Jay. We're scissoring.
I have a feeling it's going to come right out of there. Not bad. There you go.
Okay. Not a little tool to get that done.
Yeah.
Not a little tool.
Is that $5 at a garage sale, Dan, like everything else?
Jay, I want to tell you where I got this.
I don't want to know.
Used to be a grave digger as a young man.
Oh, jeez.
I do side work still.
Uh-oh. I better behave.
Okay, let's come apart.
All right, what do you need from me?
I'm just going to come and drop off.
All right. There you go.
I did forget to mention, fellas, that this is hickory.
Very hard.
Okay, it is heavy. And it is super, super hard.
Oh, I love it, but it has been giving us fits.
It has been giving us fits.
Even the chain mortiser's like, what?
So we're just lining out where we have our marks, making sure that we're square, we're cut, giving ourselves a good line to work with. Because these have to be a little bit, let's call that on the money, Jay.
On the money.
On the money.
Right on the money.
Okay, we're all marked out. We marked from the top already. This was the first beam right here. Remember we said we needed to sand it just a little bit. I'm just gonna dress it up. Boom. Hopefully I did that enough. And we don't have to pull that apart again, Jay.
Let's not pull it apart again, Dan.
I know you like when we have to pull it apart.
It gets a little bit much.
It's a little snug in here.
It is.
I'm gonna move this some. You guys don't mind. Okay, now I'm gonna cut the tab that we marked. I know, you're not leaning on the flat surface you saw. It's not gonna fit in there.
Not enough room.
I guess you could use your Japanese handsaw, guys. This is hickory. I mean, hard. I'm unsandable, Jay.
Got to be powered up.
I know.
It's always a power problem.
We would have 40 cords all tied up together.
They'd all be wrapped around my legs.
I feel happy with that, Jason.
Well, that's good, Dan. We want you happy.
That's the hard part.
Trust me.
Okay, now, Big Red. This, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about this cut.
I think you're
Hopefully
powered.
I don't
He's
have to
powered
do a
up
bunch
already.
of fixing. And I'm powdered up.
Powered up.
Cutting this, sanding this on here, basically, that's the line we have to cut. Keeping your saw flat, square. Let's see if I could do it, Jay.
You can do it, Dan. I have faith in you.
You do?
I do. You've done this a bit.
We're gonna find out here on TV.
I know. I'm gonna say that looked pretty good.
Credit card pin.
There you go.
I don't think that's worth anything, Jay,
I don't
for
think
saving.
I don't think that's worth keeping.
Well, here's the truth. Let's find out right here, right now in front of everybody.
Okay.
First test. Are we fixing? We are not fixing.
Nice.
That is a perfectly square cut. I'm totally happy with that. Yes, I'm gonna give it a quick little sand. Back to my power cord issue.
We need a breakout box. Just plug into all the like 10 different things.
Breakout box. We'll blow that thing up. That's it. Let's fit this guy.
Looking pretty good. So we cut this. We cut this tab. That brings us. Okay, I got you.
And we sanded this
And we
guy,
sanded that. Okay.
who was just a hair snugger than this guy.
I got you.
The only way to find out is if we're pulling it apart is to put it back together.
Let's not. Let's hope we get it the first time.
Okay, we got it lined back in after we made our modifications. And honestly, before I give it the full squeeze, I kind of run around. Jason's like, what are you doing? And I'm checking to see, are we all symmetrical? 2 and just under 5/8, 2 and just under 5/8, 2 just under 5/8, 2 and just under 5/8. I think it's worth the squeeze, Jay.
So in theory,
It's
gonna work.
It's gonna work. I know there's more accurate little jigs you could use.
We're jigless on this one.
We're jigless on this one.
You're coming. Inch and a half. Keep coming. You got about an inch. Moving in nice. Almost there. All right, we're maxed out here.
Now I'm worn out.
That's it.
We look.
Just a little bit out. Not, it might just be sitting
Oh,
crooked.
we're still open though. We're still all evenly open.
Yep.
You know what's next, Jay?
Pulling it apart, Dan.
No,
Oh,
we're gonna squeeze it.
chaining.
Chaining and squeezing.
All right.
So now we're gonna put our come along on this and see how well she squeezes together.
All right.
Mark our pins.
There we go. Still looks pretty good.
You can see how strong a joint this is. We haven't even squozed the whole joinery together. I mean, with it, it's gonna be straight. I mean, God, this is a 40 foot, well, no, where are we at? I think we're 35 feet right there. That's a long piece.
That's a long piece.
So really, we're just getting them. We don't really mess around. We get out our come along, because these are big. And hopefully this,
See if it comes in.
you're in the groove down there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Slacks out, it's coming in. There you go. Boom. Yes.
That's pretty snug.
That's pretty snug.
Hey,
Oh man, I don't have to take it apart again. Woohoo.
Jason!
Yeah.
Hang on. All right.
I love it.
I'm going to give it a smack just because I really feel like it.
I think that's just an attention reliever right there because this thing is snug. But if you want to hit stuff with a hammer, Dan, you go right ahead. It's your stuff. It's your hammer.
Okay. Guys, you can see how tight each one of the joints were. I know I have a little break off on the end of that piece. I'm not too concerned about it for my rustic barn.
And it's going to be pretty high up there.
It's going to be pretty high. Easy way to
Nice.
straighten out your beams.
It almost looks like you know what you're doing, Dan.
Done it once or twice.
Pretty impressive.
Same thing.
There you go. Gotta love that.
I do love that. Just for argument's sake.
Actually,
All right, I'm calling that happy right there. So before we actually loosen up anything right now, I am going to mark for my drawbar peg. So when we put this back together, it's back in the same exact position it was. Actually a little tighter.
I like that.
Which way do you want to be? I made that harder on myself.
Yeah, you did.
Here, let's make it easier.
Let me hold something.
Let's see if that stays.
Okay.
That's it. Just like we've now probably showed this, I don't know how many times. Ooh,
Yeah.
these are tight.
Well, grab. Yep.
Come on, baby girl. It's a deep one.
All right. So now we're all set.
So right, we pull that apart, we drill those holes. Anytime we put that joint back together, that's exactly where it's gonna go. So there's how you go. That's actually how you dry fit. It's not that simple, but it's effective.
Wow, that's worth it.
It's worth it. Now that we got our seam where we want to be, before we actually unhook it, I'm actually going to be marking. This is going to be where my pockets are going to be, where this is going to lap into for the roof system. So there's my mark right there. I know from this center mark right here, and I'm going to have Jay hold the tape. The end of my next pocket is 15 foot. Here we go. Perfect. You can see, like I said, I've got a 3 foot of extra beam right there. So the beating on it didn't hurt at
Well,
it.
good, because I put some dents in it down there.
So really, all we got to do is mark this out, mark that out, make 2 more cuts in the sawmill, and this thing's ready to assemble into the frame.
Nice.
So we're working on the shed roof support beam. And other than the bladed scarf joint, we need to put our notches in. So everything interlocks into those posts that the way we showed you. And since we're down here at the sawmill, this is where we like to do this. So really, I know that I'm making a 3-inch cut. I'm making a 3-inch depth cut right here because this end, being the end, is going to be a single lap, and that's actually going to be a pocket. So. That lap's almost done, Jay.
I like that. That's fast, quick and dirty.
This one's quick and dirty. This one, we still have to do a little bit of chiseling. But I'll show you, it's much better than chiseling the whole thing. So me, I always cut my box while I'm cutting. That's the end of our pocket. Now, yep,
Chisel time.
chisel time. I need to make this 1.5 inches wide because the blades I'm using are 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna just knock out these pieces. Old school style, Jay.
That's cool. Actually, I don't mind chiseling out these channels like this
No.
and stuff. This makes for pretty. It's actually kind of therapeutic. Let's be honest. But let's not get carried away either.
No, if we had 1 or 2, I could see going the whole way.
But you could. I mean, you really could. If you didn't have all the equipment, you didn't.
You could. If you didn't have a saw, if you got a sawmill and you're cutting your own lumber, this is the way to use it for more than just that.
And it's not cheating. It's being smart.
I don't think it's cheating, Jay. They're only mad because they don't have a sawmill.
A lot of people with sawmills nowadays.
A lot of people with sawmills
pretty
that
amazing.
actually want to frame their own buildings.
I know.
Nobody wants to actually go to a timber frame school all the time.
Not all the time.
I think trial and error is the best way to do it.
Well, that's,
Especially if you have a mill. You ruin a piece of wood, you cut another one.
that's true. Hey, look at that.
Pretty decently sharp chisel, Jay.
Hey, thanks. I'm learning.
So there we go. I get my pocket where I want to be. Boom. 2 quick cuts with the sawmill. Rest of the pockets are done.
Love it.
I'm going to come right in at it, Jay.
Go get it.
I know we're at 5. Just to be sure, what do? We measure twice or cut twice?
I think it's cut twice, measure once.
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
Something like that, Jay. Boom, pockets. I don't know.
There you go.
It's pretty fast, my friend.
Doesn't get much easier than that.
Oh. Woohoo!
Uh-oh.
Almost took a blade out
gonna
of the
warn you, it
post. We're
took
not
one.
even at running.
Does that count? Do you get a sticker?
I get a sticker, Jay.
I was going to warn you on that. I'm sorry. We'll blame that on me.
That's where we're at, guys.
Cut
Saw
it up.
blade's pretty tight in there, Jay.
There it is.
finish them. That was really snug on that one.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, tip, give yourself an extra cut line so you don't have to be that tight with it. Look like she's going down. There's 5. I'm still perfect on my 5.
It's deceptive. It looks like it.
It is deceptive. I don't know if we have our Japanese saw here, Jay.
Oh, you know, I don't know. I don't think we do.
So we're just gonna finish out our pocket. Always deceptive.
It is deceptive.
Am I deep enough there?
You're right on
No,
it.
right there.
You know how it is. Like 2 or 3 strands will keep the whole thing from coming out.
True. Never gonna get that in.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, there you go.
That's that, guys. Pockets. I need to do a little cleanup right here.
So it did dip a little bit.
It dipped
Just
a little bit.
yeah.
That's not normal,
That
though.
isn't normal.
We're gonna spin him around, Jay, and I'm actually gonna come back and clean him up.
Okay.
So we're gonna spin him around, put him back on the saw, clean him up.
All right. Look at that.
You can see this. Honestly, this does not happen very much, but what happened as my blade started to go, I got a rise out of it. And I didn't come down quite as much as I should where my chisel mark's gonna be. So what we did is we flipped the beam around. I'm going to might have to do that again. This side, if you actually measure it, is slightly less than this side by 1/16 of an inch that I don't like. So to get my laps flat, I'm gonna come back and give her a quick trim.
Hey, a 16th matters, Dan.
It does matter to me, Jay. Imagine if you only got a 1/16 of your pay. It would be terrible, wouldn't it?
It really wouldn't put me very far.
No. That's true, Jay.
Well, I don't think that's the case for probably anybody.
Okay. I'm going to give us a little. Here we go.
Okay. You're gonna be happy with that one, Dan.
I'm going to be happy.
I think you're gonna be happy with that one.
I do too. It happens, so
that's-
sometimes you got to do it.
I think that's it. It's pretty good from here.
I don't even want to do that with this,
There
Jay.
you go. Where's your shank at? Look at that.
Okay. That's how we fix that. Still didn't do any chiseling.
That was pretty. That was pretty easy, Dan.
Let's get this up on the table, and we'll get to laying out and putting this together and laying out some rafters.
Big stuff.
Big stuff. So not only do our pockets do we cut on the sawmill, which keeps our everything here nice and level, we're actually cutting our lap joints. And that is essentially what we're looking to take out so that these will lap together. Got it out there on the front too, Jay, for you.
Take a look at it. You know, I like the markings. Never gonna grow old.
Okay, you look at these though. You get a bigger beam. There's a possibility like this one. You see, it might be a little bit curved, so I'm not sitting on the bunk. If I don't get this directly on the bunk, my measurements of my saw and my cut are not going to be level. So I'll just run down here to my knee brace, and all I'm trying to do is to get that front to lay down.
Boom.
Right there?
Yep.
Okay.
That's to my liking. Let's see if it's to your liking, Dan.
It's pretty much to my liking as well, Jason.
Well, that's good.
I'm gonna clip this
Oh
in.
yeah, we need to clip that.
So now we're sitting flat here between our two bunks, so we know that our cut here should be flat. Let's say should. We're doing this live, so I got tricks if it's not.
That's right.
These laps are so simple. I mean, a lot of guys, and I just did it up there. We just did it on one. Saw, cut, saw, cut, saw, cut, saw, cut, saw, cut, saw, cut, chisel. This hickory does not like to do that. This carbide blade, this smooth cut. So we were just testing before we made the cut. I know that my ruler is right, but am I on my marks? And actually what I'm looking for is the bottom of the blade to be on the line, not the center of the blade. Because I'm looking for an accurate cut there.
It makes a difference, upper or lower blade.
It makes a difference, of course. See the rise in that? Well, I'm actually about the same all the way. So I've actually cut high, which I prefer to do because I can't add wood. But I can always subtract. Thought I was a little closer. So we're gonna just come down. That baby click. Sand. I'm still that heavy 5, Jay.
That's weird.
It's hard. I'm coming down one more time.
Okay, there we go.
That was the one. It normally doesn't take 3 cuts.
Still easier than chiseling.
We're our perfect 5. Still easier than chiseling. Look how smooth that is. Too. Quicksand. Lap cuts. I know it was 3 lap cuts, but you got to get it right.
Maybe we should just show 2.
I will show all 3.
All right.
So now that we have all of our notches cut and everything assembled in our giant Lincoln log set, you can actually see how the laps, and this is where the shed roof is going to be tying into, but you can see how the laps here have interlocked this system, which is just making this ridiculously strong. People are always going to ask, why did I stick this out 2 inches? Well, this is the actual outside of the house here. So when my rafters go in here, I'm going to have a perfect ledger board going all the way across so that you don't have, I know you know, some of that sag that you might have against the house. I'm going to use this as a ledger. Now in timber framing, you're always going to lay out. You're always laying out on the centers of the beams. That's so that it can deal with everybody's inconsistencies, whether they're 8, 7.5. We always lay out on the center of the beam. And before I make any cuts, as you see, I pre-assembled my whole roof. I know a lot of guys might not want to do this at this point and go, hey, I'm going to wait until the building is standing. You don't want to have to do this at 18 feet in the air. This is much easier. Get yourself all lined up. You know where your rafters are and make the pockets that you need to. So real simple, guys. And mine worked out perfect with the plan. So I've got my end piece, my end rafter right here. And I just checked all the way down. Made sure that I hit all my centers. And we ended up exactly perfect. So that's how you should lay it out. You just make sure that you do the whole thing all at once. Double check your measurements because you can always make adjustments now. Later stuff.
When it's way up high.
So if you guys have actually made your own plans or just, hey, sporadically put up a building and don't have the exact measurements on a plan of what it should be, the real simple thing is to just go to the outsides of your posts right here and actually find the center. So if you look right there, I'm at 92. Oop, hang on a second. I'm at 92 again. So I'm dead center of the post that I have here. And I know that everything that I have is completely symmetrical. So our beams are actually going to work right here from the outside of this post. And they're actually going to be 3 foot 8 inches apart equally in the center from end to end. But if you're just doing one, find yourself the center and then you can just split it again. Go to your 92, come on back, and then you'll actually be at 46. Boom. Or 48. Did bad math, Jay.
I didn't zoom in close enough.
So on my particular frame, or this particular frame anyway, we're going to be making 2 types of pockets. And if you don't, this is actually a dovetail pocket, which actually you can see. When I make the joinery, this is going to hold tight against this beam. And that's actually how I'm going to do most of the rafters here. But when you get to the end, when you're over here, there's just not enough meat for you to actually do a dovetail and for it to keep itself strong. So what I do is I actually make an old school pocket, and then I'm going to fit my rafter in, and we're going to get our timber screws to go right through there. So if you don't have the dovetail jig or you don't want a dovetail, you can make pockets in your centers everywhere, right down this whole beam. Me, I'm just using these square pockets here on the end because you'll see this is much faster, cleaner, and it's a tighter hold.
It definitely snugs up.
Okay, I know we always talk about doing your pockets on the sawmill, but here we're gonna have to do an old chisel style one because we're not cutting all the way across. So this would give you an idea of how long it would take you to do the pockets throughout this whole thing. And really the only trick for me is I know I'm putting in my lines, I'm at 1 inch depth, and that's giving me my depth gauge for here. But you need to remember that when a sawmill is coming through here at the end, it's gonna be round. So you're not gonna be able to get that corner. So actually I'm gonna make myself some slices on both the round all the way like this. And then I'm just gonna complete it, which will help me get that corner out. Real simple, other than climbing over this giant thing. Now in this direction, this is what I'm talking about to get your corner. We just need to make a series of cuts. That's it. That's taking out the round of my blade. So this is not a pine, guys, so it's actually a little bit harder to deal with this, getting it chiseled right. So that's why I make as many cuts as I can. You can kind of see what I'm talking about right there, where it's actually curving itself up. And we worked most of that curve out of there.
That crisscross cut helps a lot.
It does. Especially the inside. We still have to deal with this corner right here in the back. But you really don't have to beat it that hard. Now you can see all the grooves here. It's giving you a gauge of exactly how deep you want to be. See right here, I'm in the back corner here. So we're going to need to cut the corner. I'm going to work my way down. I don't like to just take it all at once. This hardwood it's different grain.
Got a little knot going, well, not really.
No, not really. Come in with your flat side. I'm going to come back up again, finish my cut. So this is actually a good amount of work, is why I don't like to do all my pockets this way.
It's kind of fun if you're doing one.
One's fine, Jay. 100, not so fun.
much. Not so much. Especially would not want to be doing this in place up in the sky.
No, think about this at 15 feet in the air. Now I know a lot of guys, first timers totally do it. They're afraid that their rafters aren't going to be centered. I mean, if it's centered on the bottom, it's going to be centered later.
Well, maybe the young guys can do it.
I'll be honest with you, I've done it before. I don't want to even say once, many times.
Yeah, we've done some up high stuff before, but definitely adds to the challenge.
It adds challenge, it adds work, it adds stress, honestly. It adds stress to me, Jay.
You got enough stress.
So you see, it just doesn't want to pop out of there. I still need to work my corner.
I'm going to have John Anderson show me how to sharpen these things properly.
You got this one pretty good today, Jay.
Thanks, Dan.
This is hickory, my friend.
It is hickory. That's right. I forgot.
Everybody's like, oh, they watch these nice videos on TV of how easy chiseling is.
Not in hickory. It's not.
Okay. And this wood is stringy, different stringy. Let's get that out of there, Jay.
Get it out of there. Looking pretty good, though. That's a pretty
There
good
it is.
pocket. That pocket's not bad at
See me?
all.
It is. I got a little bit to work here in the back. Boom. Me, next. Sander.
There you go.
But there's our gauge. You can see that we're not too far down. We're perfect.
Pretty close.
Perfect. Gotta come on this side, Jay.
I find that very satisfying.
Comes out pretty clean, pretty quick.
Very nice.
We still just have this little piece.
But you can't get the sander back in there?
No, that's the issue with the sander. It's round.
Chisels.
There we go.
Gotta love it.
I always make sure the corner, because again, the sander is round. Clean pocket.
Love it.
There we go.
It's a very nice looking pocket, Dan.
It is. There's 14 more of those to make, though, if you really wanted to.
Okay, let's not do that.
Let's not do that. Let's show you how we do it when we actually do a dovetail.
Yes, please.
So either we could make dovetail pockets, or here's our center line. You could actually trace out and do a square pocket, just like I showed you. Here, a little bit tighter of a joint. So all I do is I lay out my jig I hold up that she's square. I'm going to center line right here, down to my bottom. Boom, boom. Fasten her down. Get to making a dovetail, Jay.
Let's see how she goes.
Let's see how she
This
goes.
is a beast.
This is a beast. So you definitely need to be somewhat happy about using a router doing something like this, because we're actually taking a 1-inch dovetail bit is what we're using. And that angle is what's actually going to make the strength of this joint.
I'm not allowed to use this guy.
You are not allowed to use this guy, Jay. Now it makes so much sawdust that it actually starts to clog down your cut. So you have to kind of clean her out here in the middle. Seems still pretty wet in there, Jay.
It does seem a little bit wet. That's surprising, actually.
It is a little bit surprising. The last one wasn't as wet down in there, but you can almost see the color difference as we're cut down into this beam.
And it really grabs that wet stuff.
It is green. Green, green, green lumber, guys.
Well, people ask about that a lot.
It's true.
It's green.
It's green. We're timber framing.
Looking promising.
It did. It cut really, really nice.
You got the blower right down there if you need it.
Beautiful. You see how quickly you're able to make that joint.
Oh, man, I think that looks nice.
And it was relatively painless, Jay.
Well, that's good. That looks like I could almost do that.
Almost.
But
Almost,
I mean,
Jay.
that's why I said almost, you know, I mean.
So there we go. That's how our pockets and how our rafters are going to sit in there. I'll show you. It's going to be actually covered, all covered in here, locked into position because of the dovetail, holding in both directions.
These things lock in good.
They lock in great for rafters. Love them.
Beautiful.
Okay. I think I got 10 more I got to do down here, down along the way. So I'm going to knock them out before we take this apart.
Get cracking.
Get cracking, Jackin'.
Very nice.
We got all of the rafter dovetail pockets made and ready. And one of the reasons that we actually use the dovetail for our rafters and a lot of our floor joists is you can see the strength of this joint. It's not a square joint. There's no way to slip this out of here. Now this isn't the rafter for it. I just cut you a tail on a piece of cedar here so you can see the actual joint that's going to go on your rafter tails. Now I can actually do this in any angle I want. I just did it square so you can kind of see how the joint fits out there. But that's the beautiful part of a dovetail joint, is the strength of the wedge, the strength of the angle. It's not going to be able to pull out. It's not going to be able to slip. It's going to hold your outside walls a little bit tighter.
I like this joint.
I like this joint too. One of the most beautiful things about this is now I laid out all of my rafters now for my second story that's going on to the shed. Beautiful part about this frame is that it's also exactly the same on the top high rafters. And this is where the gable ends are going to be. So instead of marking these out at 17 feet in the air, everything's laid out. We're ready to just drop our rafters on.
Sure that's not 18 feet?
It might be 18. 17's tall enough. 10's tall enough. So there you go. Okay guys, so this is a strong, sturdy way how to get longer beams from your shorter lumber. And we've actually completed the entire roof package here. Joists are all in, rafters are laid out, pins are all finished. Yeah, we got to make one more exactly the same so that we can get the barn finished. So hopefully this helped you out, showed you how to take the little beams, make big beams. Get yourself a long project.
And strong.
And strong. Thanks, guys.